Sup fellas, welcome to MaxLikesStuff Live, where today I'm going to try and master Silverstone. I have a 4-step program to hopefully just up my lap times. It might work, it might not. I'm not going to tell you what the steps are, you just have to watch the video and find out. We're going to try for a sub 131 today. Why? One, my fastest lap time that I've tried so far is a 134.5, which is, you know, questionable. But to get a lap down by about like 3 seconds, especially after these steps, might be possible. And also, why not a sub 130? That's the FP2 lap record yesterday. That means I'd be like as fast or faster than a real F1 driver. I'm not a real F1 driver. I'm a fucking idiot teenager with too much spare time and a Logitech G29. Before we get into the video, this is a brand new channel, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you would scroll down, press subscribe and comment your feedback down below. It would greatly help the channel. Without any further ado, let's get on with the video. So our first step today is we're going to be taking a look at laps I've already done. The first thing I did when I launched F122 was went straight to time trials, straight to Silverstone, and I gave it a quick shot. My fastest time, as I said, was a 134.5, which I was actually pretty impressed with. I went to the Williams pop-up shop in Westfield and I got like a 138, so you know, anything can really be better than that, innit? So let's take a look at my fastest lap from then. Alright, so here we are, we're going into Vale. No, don't pay attention to that. So we're going to go round Club Corner into what was going to be my fastest lap of this session. So yeah, turns 1 and 2, fucking flawless, yeah? Absolutely mental. Go around this turn, bit wide, could probably tighten that up. This one I just went in way too slow and I went wide. That turn was fine. Luffield usually was questionable, but I actually did I went wide. Then we go into Maggots and Beckett's. Kind of didn't do the apex very well there. This was f***ing bad. That was bad. So Maggots and Beckett's, that needs improvement. Okay, going into Vale once again. I think, oh, okay. That was quite tight, but a bit wide out. That was actually a good exit there. And then we go through into Club Corner with a 134.58. Not too bad. However, it's all well and good saying what went well and what went bad, but how am I actually going to like improve on what went bad? That's where step 2 comes in. And step 2 is your boy, Nico Rosberg. He did a video a couple years back on how to master the Silverstone F1 track, and I reckon we should give it a quick gander. We're going to pay particular focus to the first chicane, because I've fucked that up a few times, Luffield, Maggots and Beckett's, and Vale. That I reckon they're the main points where I can improve my lap time. So let's take a look. The thing is, this might not be like completely accurate because this is obviously the F120 car. Okay, right, so this is the first bit that's important.
Carry as much speed into the corner. It's very long, the entry here. Carry as much speed into the corner. Take the curb here if you want. Get all as far as possible to the right as possible again.
But then you gotta get to the second turn, yeah.
Great, because the next one, the exit is so important because it's a long straight. If eventually I'm forced to lift off because I'm running out of road, you're gonna lose so much lap time. So you kind of have to pray and just hope that it's gonna work out and you're gonna not run out of road. So here,
I've done that a few times. It didn't work out.
To keep on the right, so as to dive back and stay and hug the left-hand side here.
So I gotta use more of the track than I do. That makes sense. Yeah, that just makes sense actually. Why don't I do that? Great, so I learned Maggots and Beckett's. So use as much track as possible, basically, like all the way to the end, all the way in, all the way to the end. Downshift a bit, all the way in. Mad. Alright, I think we're going into Vale now, so this will be nifty.
And you're arriving in 7th, I guess, then you downshift into 3rd gear.
Yep, okay, so again, use as much of the track as possible. So again, I just have to use more of the track. I have to not go too wide on the exit of Vale turn 1. Yeah, I reckon I can do that. So I've done a few laps after watching the Nico Rosberg video, and I got a 132.6 at the end of it. Let's take a look at the lap. Actually, remembering to capture the screen this time, let's take a look at the lap I did after watching a hot lap off YouTube. So entering the lap, bit slow at first, flat out through turns 1 and 2 because I can. I found out you have to use the whole of the track for that though. We go into the first chicane, way too deep. which invalidates the lap time, down into through Cop's Corner, which you can flat out if you use enough of the track, into Maggots and Beckett's, lifting a lot, into, I'm pretty sure this is Stowe, where I overtake everyone and then start gaining on the Delta, finally into Vale, where somehow I make up so many tenths. I make up so many tenths on the Delta, it's actually ridiculous, and then set a 131.8. So I reckon with the final step, and also just doing the first chicane correctly, I reckon I can make up that 0.8 of a second and finally get a sub 131. So, step number 4, setup. So, let's see. Alright, so we have everything here. This is from racinggames.gg. Alright, so I've got the setup set up. So, let's go. Alright, so this was the final lap I did of this session, and then as we go around the club corner, the lap has started. So, through the Hamilton straight, all fine. Lifted slightly for Abbey, didn't need to do that. Flat out through farm curve, don't think I could have done much better there. Into the first chicane, bit wide there. Second part of the first chicane, again, bit wide. And we go through here. Again, flat out. I do a weird veer thing here. I should keep to the edge of the circuit. That would have got me much faster. Into this turn. Pretty decent, pretty decent. Really wide into left field. I could have done so much better here. And we go down the National Straight. Didn't really clip the apex here at Woodcote. I could have probably done that a little better. Through Cop's Corner, brake slightly. Probably didn't need to do that. I have done that flat out in the past. Round Maggots and Beckett's. This is where I really made the lap somehow. On the exit, yeah, you can just see the delta rapidly increasing as I go through here. And at this point, I knew that this might actually be the lap. I just needed to keep it going on the hanger straight. Then wide round Stowe, which is fairly uncharacteristic. I was usually pretty tight, pretty good around that corner. We go into Vale. At this point, the pressure's on. I just needed to not screw this up, to be honest. And well, then my only job at this point was to keep that delta at this point and just get the lap done.
Get the fucking yes!
Yes! Wow, why am I knackered at that? I literally just did that. Oh, yes, I'm done. 130.7. Get in. So I hope you enjoyed that video, fellas, and if you did, feel free to subscribe and like if you want to see me master more tracks. If you have any other suggestions for how to improve my lap time, feel free to comment them below. But other than that, have a good night, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.